Hello friends, my name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Monday night. We're gonna do things with Tinywhoops. Monday Q&A, that's what it is. Part 3 of the ongoing newbie drone AcroBee BLV4 review, upgrade, build, fly series. I think this is going to be the end. After this, I think I'm going to move the V4 AIO into one of my tiny lifters. These are 2S 75mm rigs specifically designed to carry an Insta360 Go as quietly as possible. And yeah, I'm hoping that the BLV4. So I've got a couple of these. They are both on the BLV3 AIOs, which have been great. But the BLV4 has a higher powered VTX. So, and being that they're pretty much Tinywhoops, yeah, it would be really nice to have that. But tonight we're gonna finish up this little series of live streams here, where we push the BLV4 kind of to its limits in an indoor freestyle tiny whooping kind of scenario. Analog, as light as possible. Basically, the weight of your tiny whoop makes a huge difference when you're trying to fly it hard inside. That's why I specify freestyle. Although it also, all of this holds true for racing. It's just a little different. The racing builds and freestyle builds are, the main difference is horsepower and runtime. Oh, Kevin Sumner, you're right. It is Micro Monday. I picked the wrong. I did Monday Q&A. I should have done Micro Monday. Oh well. Yeah, the big difference between freestyle tiny whoops and racing tiny whoops is just raw power. The racing whoops tend to be on lower kV motors because the tiny whoop racing, they're timed races, and the big crazy kV 30,000, 32,000 kV motors now, they're going to chew through the battery quicker than the race will last. So yeah, but for freestyle, we don't care. You know, the tiny whoop batteries are super inexpensive. It takes 5 actual seconds to swap them out. So yeah, runtime be damned. Give me all the kV, and let's try to get them as close to 10-to-1 power to weight ratio as possible, right? That's what we're used to from 3-inch micro brushless freestyle rigs and 5-inch freestyle rigs and stuff like that. And we get closer, it feels like every month. You know, we've now got 0702 32,000 motors that I was flying last night, or yesterday during the stream, and they're pretty awesome. I think they're my new favorite motor, but I got to do a little bit more flying with, yeah, them and some of the other ones. We also tested the 0603 26,000 kV motors yesterday, and I'm super intrigued by those. I was talking to Jesse about them last week. He's going to see if he can have them made in a higher kV, and that'll really interest me. Right now, 26, it's hard to really evaluate them at 26,000 kV because I really like all of these setups on the Gemfan biblades, and 26,000 kV with the biblades just doesn't make quite enough power compared to like an 0702 smaller stator volume, but up on 30,000 or 32,000 kV. But 0603 is super interesting to me. It's in between 0702 and 0802. And as we discussed in detail yesterday, the vertical part of the winding is the only part of the windings that does any actual work. So a 3mm tall stator is going to do more work. It's got 50% more stator height than a 2mm tall stator. So it's not just like when you run the calculations for the volume of a cylinder to find out the volume of the motor stator, that tells the majority of the story, but it doesn't tell the whole story because of the fact that the vertical part of the stator and winding is what does all of the work. So yeah, the 0603s are super interesting. It with enough kV, what it might be is a motor that gives more power per weight. We see this with like 2207s versus 2306s. 2207s make more power. They are heavier, but they make a lot more power that grossly offsets the extra amount of height. Personally, I think they make too much power. And with them making too much power, the fact that they're also heavier than a 2306, there's no point for me to run them, which is why I don't run them. I prefer 2306s. But if you've got like a 700, 750 all-up weight gram 5-inch rig, it's hard to really argue with 2207 being a better size. It's a couple of grams heavier, and it makes a horrendous amount more power. And so the 0603s might fall into that same scenario where they make a lot. They might make more with the proper KV. They might make more power than an 802, and they're lighter than an 0802. But yeah, we would need an 0603 in 30,000 kV, or I guess we would need a happy model. Does Tinywhoop sell an 0802 26,000 kV motor? I don't know if they do, but that's what we would need. We would need to blind test a happy model 0802 at 26,000 kV with these 0603s at 26,000 kV. I know that Happy Model makes an 0802 25,000 kV. I don't know if they make a 26, and that 1,000 kV difference would be too much. That would throw the testing off. So yeah, I'm super interested by these 0603s. I'm gonna do some more testing with them. I'm gonna really try to. I think I'm gonna try to get them working on a tri-blade. Maybe we'll do that this Whoop Wednesday, but tonight is all about the newbie drone BLV4. What we're gonna do tonight is, we're gonna start weighing stuff. I have it all torn apart over here. Unfortunately, the canopy broke on, you can see on the right side of the screen there. Yeah, that broke after, I don't know, maybe 10 or so batteries. I'm really hard on gear. Most people wouldn't be crashing to hardwood floors from like 20-foot, big crazy ceilings up in the living room. So I'm not totally shocked that it broke. Here's the problem. All of these Mobula 6s that I have, Mobula 6 ELRSs that I have with this canopy here, I have not had a single one of these canopies break, and sometimes it's as if I'm trying to break these damn things. And the other, to be honest, the really big problem is that this camera and canopy is lighter and the camera is better, in my opinion. So yeah, like I run the Goober canopies on these tiny lifters because on Thingiverse there's a 3D print file here for this Insta360 Go 2 holder. So yeah, just because this is the only way that I have to really lightly mount and hold an Insta360 Go 2, I use the Goobers over here on these rigs. But that's kind of it. I stopped running the Goober canopies on anything else a long time ago because these Mobula 6 canopies are so good. The other amazing thing about these Mobula 6 canopies is they're like just big enough for you to put a True RC Singularity antenna inside. It's just crazy. So yeah, the Mobula 6 canopy is, for me, in my opinion, it's king. Although I do have a couple of the I have the regular field of view and the brand new ultra wide field of view Tinywhoop pinch cams in 15 and 20 degree pound mounts here that we're also going to play with on Wednesday or Friday, or I don't know when. But they're in sort of like the on deck circle over here on the bench. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to weigh a lot of stuff. We're going to weigh the Goober canopy with the newbie drone camera versus a Mobula 6 canopy and camera. I have a Mobula 6 camera and canopy that I have soldered the newbie drone specific plug onto. That we're going to swap on to the BLV4, and that's going to be the first thing we do. We're just going to swap the camera and canopy on. It's a gram lighter. We're going to weigh it so I can show it to you guys, but it's going to save a gram, and it's going to give us the Runtime Nano 3 camera on board versus the newbie drone camera. And we're going to fly it. I've got two PH 2.0 nitro nectar batteries still charged, one 250 and one 300. So we're going to fly it twice with either one of these, see how it is with the different camera and saving 1 point something grams. And then we're going to move it over to BT 2.0. And we're going to see a really big... So when we do that, I've got these motors on it that are Happy Model 0802s, very similar to the new Newbie Drone Flow 0802s. I've got them, well, no, right now they're full power, but I'm going to motor limit them down to 25,000 kV, because if you are going to build and if you're going to buy and fly a Newbie Drone Acrobee BLV4, these 19,000 kV motors that it comes with, in my opinion, are way too low of a kV. They do make these exact motors with the Newbie Drone specific JST 1.25 plugs in 25,000 kV. And you're going to want to get those if you're going to go with this rig. Even if you're a beginner, you're still going to want to get those 25,000 kV motors. So I have as close as possible of a motor. They're actually ever so slightly lighter. They're 0.1 of a gram lighter. But other than that, they're also 802s. They are 30,000 kV, but I'm going to motor limit them down to be 25,000 kV so that we have as close to the flight experience as you can get with just buying a Newbie Drone BLV4 Acrobee ready to fly and just swapping the motors out. Anybody can do that. It's 3 screws on the bottom per motor, unplug, swap the new ones in, good to go. No matter where you're at in this hobby, you're able to do that. And so, yeah, the Goober canopy braking, maybe if you don't crash, if you're new and you're not crashing super hard, maybe the Goober canopy will survive. The problem with moving over to the modular canopy is that you have to do some fairly tiny soldering. So for a new person, I would say just buy extra Goober canopies. I mean, I do have an extra Goober canopy here that I could put on it, but you know what? There's no reason to, because the other night, Friday's live stream, the part 2 live stream, I flew this rig around a bunch, stone stock with the equivalent of 0802 25,000 kV motors. So if you want to see how the BLV4 flies with the hopped up motors, the part 2 live stream is where you can see that. Tonight is going to be all about upgrades, and I'm not going to put this canopy on because we've already had that rig set up. I think I took this out just so that we could weigh it, I think. So tonight is going to be all about upgrades. The first time we fly this, it's going to be on a slightly lighter camera and canopy here. And then we're going to go to BT2.0. We're also going to swap the frame. This cockroach frame has been very durable, and what's really cool about the cockroach frames is that they have a lifetime warranty, but the Meteor 65 frames are lighter, and they're more kind of bendy, which helps during crashes. The cockroach frame is really good, don't get me wrong. It's a really good frame. And the extra stiffness that this frame has helps with tuning, actually. So I really like the cockroach frame. But because the cockroach frame is slightly stiffer, it's actually a little bit harder on the motors. It's harder on the motor shafts. The Meteor 65 frame being more gummy, it allows the motor base to move a little bit more on really hard slams, and that helps you not bend motor shaft. So I prefer the Meteor 65 frame, so we're going to put a Meteor 65 frame onto this rig tonight. It's going to save a little bit of weight, and it's going to crash a little bit better. Mainly, I want to do it tonight for the weight. I want to see how light we can get the BLV4 down to. The AIO, the BLV4 AIO, is heavier than the AIO that I prefer on my Ultimate Freestyle Tinywhoops, which is the Happy Model F4 regular old mounting, not the Diamond. The Diamonds are a quality control nightmare and a reliability nightmare. So yeah, it's never going to get down to be quite as light as my preferred rigs, but we're going to see how light we can get it. I'm going to guess we can get it down below 21 grams without the battery. But stick around and find out. So And we're also going to play with motors. I've got these 0802 30,000 kV motors on here. We're going to fly a bunch. I've also direct soldered a set of the Newbie Drone specific JST 1.25 connectors onto a set of 0702 30,000 kV motors. So we're going to put these on it as well. And I think this will be the last step. We'll swap the frame first. Well, I don't know what order we're going to do them in, but we'll swap the frame. We'll swap it to BT2.0. We're going to swap the canopy. And yeah, the last thing we'll do is swap the motors. That's the plan, friends. In the chat, Jason was first, Kevin Sumner was second, Aaron Mueller, Tommy BFPV, Justin the Guy, Sleepy CBR, Justin Land, Stavel FPV, Kevin Sumner, Gangly Ganger, nice. Gangly Ganger, PJ, B-Man, Kevin Sumner again, Riot 9, Cortez Campbell, Danzel the Terrible, Marshmallow Hunters, B-Man, Kiz Bartlett, Boo, Riot 9, 406 from above Northern Tier, B-Man, Bitterroot, Fun Per Volt. If you want the Gangly Man to say your name, you got to get in early and say something in the chat. If you want me to read your chat comment, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. It's like, you know, when you're in public and your buddy John is like 10 feet away. You don't just like start talking towards John's direction. You say, hey, John, and then you speak. So do the same thing in chat. Do it with each other. If you type someone's name into the chat and you spell it correctly and put the spaces or lack of spaces in the right place, it'll light up an orange for that person. So if you want to get somebody's attention, that's how you do it. You just type their name. This is my full-time job. If you like these live streams and want to see this this content continue, I need your help. I just do. I choose to fund all this from you guys so that I don't have like a sponsor that's sending me a bunch of stuff that I feel bad reviewing their stuff negatively. This way, when I review stuff, I'm just 100% honest because you guys are who pay my bills and that's what you want. I learned this from Joshua Bardwell, actually, and it's why his reviews are so good and so honest, because like if a company chooses to send him something, that's fine. He gives you a little disclaimer at the beginning, but then he reviews it completely fair because the fact that some companies decided to send him something doesn't really matter. Like the majority of his income comes from you guys that are on his Patreon. And I do the exact same thing. I think that's the most fair for everyone. And I think it creates the best content. And like, I started doing the live streams to create to put as good quality info as possible out there because good God, is there a lack of good quality info in the FPV world. Yeah, I need your help. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com. There's a million different ways that you can support me. Joshua said something really interesting on his live stream just now, which is that like he basically said like, you know, he was talking about getting emails and when people contact him and ask him questions and stuff, and he said, you know, what I don't like is when someone says like, oh, hey, I got a question, man. I would love to be a patron, but I can't afford it. And he's like, you know, I really don't like that because if you're into FPV, you're spending more than $2 a month, a lot more than $2 a month on being into FPV. And I never really thought about it that way. And like, on one hand, I agree with him. For sure, I agree with him. But what I have heard from a couple people is like, I can't get on Patreon because it'll snowball into me supporting like a whole bunch of other people. So that I totally get. I totally get that. But yeah, if you watch a bunch of somebody's content and ask them questions and stuff, and like, to be honest too, like most people on Patreon have like $1 or $2 or in my case $3 tiers. And so even if it snowballs into like you supporting 3 or 4 or 5 people, you can do that for less than $10. And like, you know, again, if you're into FPV, you're spending a hell of a lot more than $10 a month. So that was kind of interesting for him to say that. I never thought about it that way. I don't know. It was just an interesting thing that he said, and I was shilling. So, yeah, you can get onto my Patreon for as little as $3 a month. That is 10 cents a day. It makes a huge difference, and you get a ton of benefits. You're going to get email and Facebook notifications every single time I live stream. You're going to get access to a Patreon-only YouTube playlist with like almost 90, or it might be over 90 now, unlisted videos, Patreon-only live streams, sketchy flying, half-done edits, all kinds of really fun stuff. You're going to get access to a couple of Facebook groups. One of them is a place to sell your stuff, so it's like a smaller, tight-knit community of people you can actually trust that won't rip you off. The Micro King's Castle with CiottiFPV, which is just a cool spot for a bunch of cool people to hang out. You get full access to the Discord channel with, you'll get access to the Stick and Dick End Fund. There are stick ends in it. Unfortunately, there are no dick ends in it yet, or fortunately. This is a couple of boxes that I have purchased every single stick end that exists and put them all into these boxes, and you can rent it out from me. Looking at a picture of a stick end on the internet doesn't do a goddamn thing. It looking cool doesn't mean it's going to work with your fingers and fingertips and hands and all that nonsense. So yeah, you can rent out a box with all those stick ends for me, and then actually try them and figure out which one you really like before you spend $30 on them. Stick ends are expensive, especially when you buy like 30 of them. And I'm sure I'm forgetting some other things, but yeah, Patreon is the best way that you can support me. If you have more than 10 cents a day, you can get in on a whole bunch of giveaways. I do 8 giveaways a month, and 6 of those are run through Patreon. So the 5, 10, and 20, and even $30 a month tiers will enter you into a bunch of giveaways, and who doesn't love giveaways? So yeah, do things. Also, there's Etsy for some fun stickers and hardware. Buy yourself something nice. Fiverr, you can work directly with me one-on-one. Let me help you plan out your build so that you stop buying electronics that catch on fire. Like, if you give me $30 or $40, I can save you 80 or 90 or 100 on ESCs that suck donkey balls. Teespring for t-shirts and apparel and all kinds of fun stuff. If you want to do a super chat but you don't want the evil YouTube and Google overlords to take 30%, you can just click this PayPal button, and then in the chat just type CiottiFPV. Yo, I just sent you PayPal. FPV Exchange. Oh man, Joshua on yesterday's stream actually read a post in FPV Exchange's Discord that they're going to be not necessarily shutting down, but like they're gonna open it up to other people to kind of run it. Nevin's a busy guy, man. Like, he's an ER doctor, and he's got a family, and yeah, FPV Exchange is very time consuming. So FPV Exchange is not closing, but Nevin has been like the guy. I mean, he is the guy that created it, and he's not gonna be pushing it as hard anymore, which is really tough. I mean, he tried to do something like really, really, really difficult. I remember when I first found out about it, long before the site popped up, I was like, yeah, I mean, I love that idea, but oof, that's tough. Like, he was doing something that his competition is literally Facebook Marketplace, and you know, everybody has a Facebook, and it's really handy when Facebook adds something extra, or Instagram, or any of these things that we all have, right? When they add like Marketplace, it's like, oh my God, that's great. I'm already on Facebook, and then Marketplace is there, so I can buy shit, and my notifications all come to the same spot. Like, it's hard in 2022, 2021, 2023 now, to ask somebody to go to a whole separate website, right? Like, because we all have like we all like go to Instagram and Facebook and our emails every day. And then to like ask somebody to also put FPV Exchange into their rotation of places that they go, like, that's difficult. But man, Nevin hit it hard. Like, I don't think there's anything that he didn't do. Like, he sponsored everyone. He like was a huge supporter of me and Rotor Riot and Rampage and Joshua, and like, oh my God. So yeah, I mean, good God, he went for it and did an amazing job, but really tough nut to crack, I guess you could say, you know? So that was super sad. I guess it's not super sad, man, because he went for it. He did everything that he possibly could, and like the like, oh, it's super sad. Well, what's the alternative for me to not be super sad? For him to keep going and kind of beating a dead horse? Not really, but you know what I'm saying? So I guess it's not super sad. It's just the way things go sometimes, and I love that he's got the wherewithal to be like, yo, I'm gonna open this thing up. I'm gonna stop pouring time into it, and I'm gonna pour some of this time into my family and other things. So, yeah, good for him. And it would be super sad if the website was just going away. If he was just gonna close it down and turn it off, like that would suck. But it's not looking like that's what he's gonna do. So yeah, there's a little bit of news for you. And then look at these. Look at all these affiliate links, yo. If you're buying something on the internet, there's probably a content creator that you can help out by just clicking an affiliate link. It takes 3 seconds. You have to click the affiliate link before you check out, at any point before you check out. Once you check out, it clears that affiliate link out, so then every time you do an order, you got to re-click it. But yeah, if you're ordering stuff online, think about your buddies that are creating content that are struggling, because it is a hard job. And see if you can find somebody's affiliate link before you check out. I have affiliate links to We Bleed FPV, Newbie Drone, FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God, Flywoo, Banggood, Camera Butter, and AliExpress. And then there's a bunch of other random stuff down here for you. That's over on CiottiFPV.com. Chill done. In the chat, Justin the guy tagged me and said, "Evening everyone," in CiottiFPV. So a guy walks in the bar and says, "Ow." Saville says, "What's up, CiottiFPV?" And Gangly Gang. Denzel the Terrible says, Giggity Gangles. Howdy, CiottiFPV. B-Man says, "What's up?" Kevin Sumner says, "What did Kelvin say about the ESC configurator on the AcroBee? I'm still waiting for him to get back to me." He did say that it is not that ESC chip that requires the weird version of esc-configurator.com. So it should just connect to esc-configurator.com. Does anybody else have a BLV4 that can try to hook it up to BLHeli or esc-configurator.com to see if it will hook up? Kelvin did say he's going to send me another board when he can. He thinks something's going on with my board. I sent him an OSD dump, and I guess he didn't see anything in the OSD dump that would be the reason why my OSD is going all wacky. You guys will see that in a little bit. So yeah, maybe my OSD is jacked up, and there's something jacked up about my ESC that's making it not connect to esc-configurator.com. But we also kind of talked about why RPM filtering wouldn't work, and he hasn't had an answer for me quite yet. So yeah, I don't know. We're working things out. Hopefully we'll get some answers. Riot9 says, "Do you have a Tinywhoop affiliate link? Always suggesting them best stuff. Constantly getting asked what's the best stuff." I do not. Tinywhoop actually does not participate in an affiliate program. Jesse does not like affiliate programs because it like incentivizes people to like spam in a way. He just doesn't agree with affiliate programs. He doesn't want people recommending his stuff just to make money. And that's totally fair. That is exactly the type of person that Jesse is. Jesse wants you to buy his stuff because you want to buy his stuff, not because someone told you to, not because someone put a review out that says, "Oh my God, it's the greatest thing in the world. It's so smooth." And yeah, man, that's the type of person Jesse is. He is like such a stand-up guy. And yeah, I love it. I love that about Jesse. So just if you're doing a Tinywhoop order, there's a notes field. You can put in the notes field, "Yo, Ciotti sent me." He always, whatever, just say Ciotti sent me. And that is super helpful to me because Jesse sends me stuff from time to time. So if you guys are constantly blowing up his notes section saying Ciotti sent me, Ciotti sent me, Ciotti sent me, then he's in his head, his mental affiliate program is going to be like, "Wow, Ciotti's sending me a whole bunch of business. Oh, I just got this new set of motors. Let me send it to him to see if he digs them." It's, you guys don't have to do that, but if you don't have something to type in a notes field, just throw my name in there. Be like, "Ciotti loves you." with any of these websites, you know, like it's super helpful. So there you guys go. StavelFPV says, getting my BLV4 on Friday, hoping this video helps mod it out. Very cool. Kevin Sumner says it's Micro Monday. Gardo Rotor says, time to catch a live stream. What's up, good sir? What's up, Gardo? I'm gonna assume that Gardette is around. What's up, Gardette? It's Kim Fused, but I don't know. I don't know. Dad jokes, yo. All right, hold on. I'm super behind on chat. Let me get caught up on chat as fast as I can here, and then we're gonna dive into the modding. Bob Noxus says, what's up? What's up, homie? Super Deluxe says, want to get in on this fitness challenge? I do not. I have absolutely no interest. But what's up, Super Deluxe? I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to have you in here. Been missing you, my man. Miguel T with a $10 super chat. He says, best 1S only flight controller for toothpicks. Tried several. None comes close to the old FPV Cycle 1S. Also 1S or 2S. So far, Tune RC from FPV Cycle. Any other suggestions? Thanks. Miguel, thank you for the 10 bucks. Super generous. Unfortunately, I am like the worst person to ask about toothpick stuff. I just, like 6 years ago, my very first rig was like the first toothpick, the original Baby Hawk. And then I went nuts upgrading it and really built something very similar to what toothpicks became, 3-inch bi blades. And then when Bob Ruge of FPV Cycle was looking to get into micros, he found me and I just info dumped everything that I'd learned about toothpicks. There wasn't that name at the time. And then Bob is actually who came out with the name toothpick and the TP3 frame and that whole thing. So yeah, like by the time that stuff came out, I'd been flying toothpicks for like 2.5 years and like a lot, like thousands and thousands of batteries. And so I was just completely burned out on them. And I've tried to revisit them, over the years. And it just ran its course, like that super, super, super lightweight, big propellered, format. I just kind of burned it out, and now I prefer much heavier rigs that have more mass to throw, you know, to do off-throttle throws and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't do a great job keeping on top of the newest and hottest toothpick gear. Quad66 does, though. I'm going to type it into chat. QUAD66. Look him up here on YouTube. He is one of the best toothpick content creators that there is. And yeah, take his word as gospel. He is a brilliant dude, and he's going to probably have some suggestions for you. FPV Cycle, last time I was on their site, they did have an AIO. It's probably sold out. Most of their stuff is sold out. But yeah, I mean, whatever FPV Cycle suggests is still a really fair way to kind of do it. But yeah, I wish I had a better answer for you, man. I apologize. But if you haven't heard of Quad66 before and I'm the one that's turning you on to him, then your $10 was money well spent, because he's got lots of really good info and he's a super cool dude. So, yeah, there you go, brother. 1S, oh, I thought you were asking 1S versus 2S, but no, you're 1S, 2S flight controller. Yeah, Tune RC from FPV Cycle, I think that's the one, but I know Quad66 currently has an AIO that he's really into. It only really works well on 2S though. So if you're on 2S, whatever the newish AIO that he's on, I think it's Flywoo, do not quote me on that, is like the best that there currently is. Oh, and you know, if you're on one, oh no, it's too low of a, it's only a 5 amp ESC, so that's not going to work. Betaflight has a 1S flight controller they just came out with that a lot of the Tinywhoop racers are running, but 5 amp ESCs are probably not going to be enough for a toothpick. But yeah, Quad66 should have your back, brother. Thank you again for the generosity. StavelFPV says, I don't review things until I try out for 6 months, breaks it the first night. Yeah, I'm a pretty bad reviewer, because like if I'm reviewing something that's new, half of my review is, don't listen to me, I've only flown 10 batteries on this and that's nowhere near enough to determine anything from it. I really only like to review stuff after I've absolutely hammered the hell out of it, for like literally hundreds of batteries, because I'm cheap like, like FPV is a full-time job unless you're one of like the top 10 guys. It doesn't pay very well, so I am super cheap, and if I'm going to recommend that you spend your hard money on something, I have to know that it is like super durable and that you're not going to waste your money. And I also don't want to get like a reputation as like the dude that just like recommends a bunch of shit and then you buy it and it's garbage. Like, that's just not my deal. So yeah, I'm not a very good reviewer, but luckily nobody sends me free stuff to review, so it's a perfect setup. Denzel the Terrible says, "Oh yeah, what are the specs on that TrueRC antenna for the Mobula? How long did you request?" So they now make it. I talked to Hugo from TrueRC, and I custom spec'd out the length of this little antenna. And then a month later, he started selling it in this exact length. So when you get, We Bleed FPV sells it, Tinywhoop also sells it. It is the TrueRC Singularity Ultra Short. If you just buy the Ultra Short, it will work in the Mobula 6 canopy. So yeah. Abraham says, "I honest to God don't understand how they make the Mobula 6 canopy so light." I do not either. Like 1.1 grams with the camera mount screws, it's just crazy. Yeah, and the fact, the plastic that they use and just the structure, I can't break it, dude. Like, and if I can't break it, I don't know if anybody's gonna be able to break it, because I've broken everything else. So yeah, it's really just banana pants. Kevin Sumner says, "I bought more Ripsqueak frames from Get FPV tonight. Only 4 left there." Very cool, Kevin. I got to figure out a way to put time into my frame and get it released. Although technically I'm still waiting on Ryan Harrell to cut the rest of the now new base plate, the split base plate. So yeah, I guess it's not 100% my fault, but I also need to bug Ryan because he's super busy. And he's done all of the work on my frames for nothing. So I can't, like, I will not rush him. Like, once a month, once every other month, I'm like, "Hey man, how you been?" And then like in the course of our conversation, I'll sneak in like, "Hey, have you had need anything from me on the frame design?" So it's totally fine. Bob Noxious dropping the CiottiFPV link. Kiz Bartlett says, "Fun fact, having to maintain a website is effing hard work." Yeah, that's why I don't have a website. That's why I just have a link tree. I'm a web developer and I can't imagine the shit that he needs to maintain. Yeah, FPV Exchange was a huge project. Like, I got to see a lot of it really early on and ongoing, and good lord, man, Nevin really went for it. CMYKFPV says, "What's up, Gangly Gang?" Riot9 says, "Your Patreon took my bus money this month. I'm struggling hard, not flown in 2 months, but the truth is, I would have spent it on booze. Only 3 cheeseburgers, effing worth it. Love your nuts." Thank you, Riot9. If you guys are ever struggling, absolutely cancel my Patreon, for the record. But yeah, for the most part, 10 cents a day, like, anybody can kind of find it. But again, if you guys are ever like really struggling, please, for the love of God, cancel my pay. Don't ever feel like, yeah, I it's hard to tread the line between like begging for money versus like giving you guys value versus like guilt tripping and whatnot. So I really try my best. I hope to hell that I never like guilt trip you guys and like you ever put yourselves out to be on there. But I try my best. That's all I can do. I don't, yeah. Kevin Sumner says, "Other than you and Joshua Bardwell, who is doing FPV full-time for a living, not including professional like Steel and Nerk?" I think there's more people than you would think. I mean, most people are in the cinematic space. I don't know. I don't have the time to follow FPV like I used to. So like, I really don't know because I don't follow people in the FPV world anymore. like Potato Jet. Like I only learned Potato Jet existed like a couple of months ago, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's got 11 billion followers. Like where the hell have I been? Like that's happened a bunch of like Matt Potschwat. Like where did that guy come from? Like he wasn't around when I was actually really into FPV, and now all of a sudden, it's like what? Where did you come from, yo? You've got like more subscribers than I'll ever have, and like I literally didn't know you existed. So yeah, I have a feeling there's more people than we would think, but I just don't know them because I just don't. I also really don't watch FPV on YouTube anymore. Like when I sit down on the couch and watch YouTube, I'm watching car related stuff because FPV is my job now, and I need a break from it when I'm just trying to relax. So. Bob Rittenhouse says, will these streams, specifically the Betaflight stuff and tuning, translate well to the V3? Absolutely. Sorry if that would be obvious when I get around to watching the Part 2 stream. No, absolutely, Bob. There are some very specific things to the V4, but not much. So yeah, absolutely, this will all translate really, really, really well to the V3. Bob Noxious says that's true too. I put out a bang edit, and can I get a minute of his time? No, well, I still have the fuck out of you. Bob Noxious, I will always watch your banging edits. Send me you got to send me a link to them though. I don't like, yeah, I just don't. I don't click on FPV videos anymore. It's not you. It's like I don't even see them. I just see car stuff, and that's what I click on. So I also don't look. You know what I've noticed? I used to go through. So when I logged into YouTube on the PS4 and on the computer every once in a while, I used to go into my subscriptions and I would like get caught up on my subscriptions. I don't do that anymore. I just go to the home screen and I just go through recommended. And what I'm realizing is that like because I only watch car videos, my recommended is only ever car related stuff. So like it doesn't even recommend Joshua Bardwell videos anymore. Like I learn from you guys. I don't even learn from like watching his news or anything like that because it just doesn't get recommended. So it's not you guys, man. It's me. Abraham says Bacon Ninja is legit. Also out of nowhere, LOL. Interesting. I haven't heard of that person. Yeah, if you guys put a bunch of work into something, for sure send it to me. Please send it to me because I want to check it out. Or put it in Video Collective so that we can watch it during. Do both. Do both. All right, here we go. I'm caught up on chat. What are we doing? Let's weigh some stuff. Let's weigh some stuff. That's the first thing we're going to do here. Let me move chat over. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff over on the bench here. Let's start weighing some things because one of the best ways to improve the flight performance and the flight characteristics of your Tinywhoop is to reduce the amount of weight. Hey, oh God. By the way, this is the new Newbie Drone BI camera. It looks significantly different than the previous ones, which is kind of interesting. Do I have a previous one floating around? So let me, the front looks a lot different. Like there's no components on the front now. Look how bare the front of the camera is. Let me see if the back looks any different though. Where is the, okay, so there's the back. Oh yeah, the back looks different for sure. Let's see if the lens looks any different. The lens looks to be the same. So I don't know, maybe the new Newbie Drone camera is a little bit better than the older ones. I've never been in love with the Newbie Drone cameras. They've always been a little cloudy in my and most people's opinions. So maybe this new one's a little bit better. I don't know. Let me kill this light so that you guys can see the readout on the display. So here is the old school Newbie Drone Goober canopy with their camera. I'm also going to weigh the new purple one, but I just want to give you the weight on this one. So 3.1 grams for the old school one. Here's the new one that's now broken, so I'm going to include all of the broken pieces with the new camera. All right, so there's everything with the new camera. 3 grams, 3.1. This is not the most accurate scale in the world. Let me weight the scale and then see what it comes back down. Okay, so the new one appears to be 0.1 of a gram lighter. Yippee fucking skippy. or the scale is just wrong. So 3 grams, and now we're going to compare that to, this is the Mobula 6 canopy with the Nano 3. It's got the wrong connector on it, but just bear with me here. So 2.2 grams, so almost a full gram of weight savings. But in reality, what I'm going to be flying, I've got the T antenna, the ELRS T antenna. So this is what I'm actually going to install. Oh, and let me weigh it with the screws here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the slightly heavier 4-post version. 2.8 grams with the ELRS T antenna in here. What I could do, though, technically speaking, is use one of these just whip-style 2.4 gigahertz antennas. They already have one on the bottom of this rig for the diversity. So I could just snap another one of these onto the top to save a little bit of weight. And if I chose to do that, this would be the weight of that setup. 2.5 grams. So if I didn't do that T antenna, we could get this thing down to 2.4 grams. So there are all of the measurements for you, all the weight measurements for you. I'm going to go with this one just because I already have the Nano 3 in there. I've already hand soldered the specific newbie drone connector to it, so I can just plug and play right on in. So yeah, that's what we're going to do here. So let me just double check. We are going to save right off the rip here, because we're going to fly these PH 2.0 batteries first before I switch over to BT 2.0. So it was, I don't know. I've kind of lost track of the numbers, but whatever. We're just going to take the weights. Whatever. We're just let's just build. I've lost track of the weights. I forget what it weighed out of the box. It's in the other video. If you watch these videos sequentially, do me a favor. Tell me what the all-up weight of this thing was previously with the... hold on. I gotta... It's... Well, no, I don't have the screws. See, I don't have the screws for it, so I can't give you a proper all-up weight on it. But I did weigh it in part 2, maybe even in part 1. So, yeah, you can get the weights there. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this canopy on. I got to plug in the camera. I got to plug in the T antenna. And I have to route a video antenna. All of those weights were without the video antenna. But, I mean, whatever. It's kind of fun. So I'm going to run the video antenna through the back of this Mobula 6 canopy here. There's a perfect little spot for it. And now the game of how the hell do I plug all these things in begins. Here we go. So we've got to plug in. This is a difficult game, I gotta admit. So we're gonna I usually plug in the camera first because it's the longest cable. So, and it's also the hardest to plug in because it's this weird flat little tiny plug. So let's get the camera plugged in first. Well, that wasn't too bad. All right, camera's plugged in. Now, right next to that is the VTX antenna, and I'm actually going to run that over like this. I kind of use that to hold down the camera plug. This is UFL. So let's get this dropped down here. There it is. All right, that's good. And then we've got to get this wacky little ELRS Immortal T style antenna plugged in, and that means I just want to fish this out. And this is one of the tiny little UFL looking connectors. I think it's called IPEX, but yeah, it just looks like a little like half-sized Immortal T. And again, on the newbie drone BLV4, it came with 2 of these guys for FR Sky. FR Sky is 2.4 gigahertz. So I have a couple extras of these because I've moved all of mine over to ELRS, EP1, EP2s. So yeah, I have a bunch of these. So I could save a little bit of weight by just plugging this into the top, and then I would have this one down here and this another one pointing straight up. And for flying around the house, that would be totally fine. But I've got the T antenna. It looks kind of cool. What the hell? You know what? No. I'm not going to run the T antenna. I'm gonna do this. I'm going to do this for lightweight. 65 millimeter Tinywhoops are never going to cover enough ground to require a T antenna like this. So I'm going to take it out because I'm kind of shocked at the weight difference. What is the weight difference? The T antenna has this really handy little 3D printed thing on here to hold it inside of the Goober canopy, and that's probably contributing to the weight. Look at that, yo, 0.4 of a gram. Whoa, 0.5 of a gram. 0.5 of a gram for the Immortal T. Sure, it'll give you tons of range, but it doesn't even register. The little... it doesn't even register. Okay. So yeah, we're going to go with this little guy because flying around the house, this is going to be absolutely fine. It'll outrun the shit out of the video. I love that they give you this little Immortal T. This will come in handy at some point, but not on a 65 millimeter rig. When I put this AIO into the tiny lifters, you better damn well believe I'm going to use this thing because that's great for the tiny lifters since they're like a Tinywhoop. But yeah, we're going full tilt freestyle, man. I don't know if you can buy these, but maybe you can buy these little guys. And if you can save what appears to be... My guess is the scale, my scale will not read anything under like 0.2 of a gram. So, yeah, I'm going to guess that this is 0.2 of a gram. Maybe it's 0.15 of a gram, but it's significantly lighter than that Immortal T. So let's do it. Because it's all about flight characteristics with these freestyle Tinywhoops. Chase says, been learning how to use the heat gun properly to fix components, removed and replace all 12 EEW FETs. Was looking for a good tutorial showing what components went better. That's pretty slick, man. Do you have a proper hot air station, or are you just doing it like all guerrilla style with a big gnarly heat gun? Oh, I'm hungry. My stomach just said, yo, Gangles, eat something. Not today, stomach. You gotta wait, bro. Alright, so I'm gonna fish this little 2.4 gigahertz antenna straight up out of the canopy. Basically, I just want to get it as far away from the one that's running horizontal as possible. Doesn't really make much of a difference, admittedly. All of the Mobula 6s are running on like janky, crappily cut pieces of antenna, and like unbelievably, those worked better than the ceramic tower antenna. Those ceramic tower antennas they're not great. Like, it's nice that they're super lightweight, but like in terms of performance, they kind of suck. It doesn't matter because it's a Tinywhoop, but for the record, literally taking a little piece of antenna and just antenna wire, roughly measuring it to quarter wavelength or fifth wavelength, got me noticeably better performance than the ceramic antenna, which was kind of wild. Kevin Sumner says, hell yeah, build light. Agreed, my friend. We could build this even lighter by using the version of this Mobula 6 canopy that does not have the front attachment point, but man, I can't imagine that is more than like 0.1 of a gram. So, and I already have this camera mounted in here, so I'm not going down that road. It's fine. There are plenty of other spots on this rig that we can save a much more significant amount of weight. But yeah, technically speaking, we're sacrificing maybe a gram by using so this is the version of this Mobula 6 canopy that comes with the Mobula 7 ELRS. And I think this might be like the new version of this canopy. So like if you buy a replacement Mobula 6 canopy, I think it'll be this one. But yeah, literally the only difference is this tiny little bit of plastic right here to connect to the front mounting point. And to be honest, connecting to that front mounting point, it boxes the frame in a little bit more, which is going to potentially make the frame a little bit stiffer. So yeah, whatever it is, even if it's 0.1 of a gram, there's probably more benefit in frame stiffness that'll offset that 0.1 of a gram. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. All right, people. So I need to motor scale these motors down because I think I had them up at 100%, and they are 30,000 kV motors. So we're going to motor scale these down. Can somebody do the math for me? 30,000 kV motors. I want to scale them down to 25,000 kV. What's that number? I think it's 83%, but can somebody do the maths for me? Or is there somebody in chat that just remembers from Friday's live stream? There we go. Newbie drone, AcroBee BLV4 with a Mobula 6 canopy, Runtime Nano 3, and I have swapped out the Immortal T ELRS antenna for basically a whip antenna, just a piece of tuned 2.4 gigahertz wire length. And our new dry weight is going to be less than what this thing was. So let's see how much less. Hold on. Let's get this on here. And let's tear it out. All right, so our new dry... Wow, that's lightening up already. Jesus, I didn't think it would be that light already. Okay, 21.1 grams. We're getting there, yo. Wow, already we're getting there. 21.2. 21.2 after the scale settled. That's pretty good, man. That's great. Damn, okay. That is a significant weight savings. If I had flown this back to back, if the included canopy hadn't broken, and I'd flown this back to back, I would have absolutely been able to tell the difference here. I have not flown this in a few days, so I doubt that I'll be like, oh yeah, I can tell from the last time I flew it. Even if I did have that thought, that's more than likely placebo. But yeah, that's not nothing. That is a legitimate weight savings. 83%. Thank you, Right 9, and all the other guys that said it. Okay. Chase says, I'm using a solid Milwaukee light with Milwaukee heat gun. Very cool. More of technique for me using no microscope. Wow. Have to line up the pins and then clamp them down before I heat up. Damn, dude, you're doing it the hard way. Kevin Sumner also calling out 83%. Awesome. Cool. Here we go. Let's... did I leave it plugged in? I did leave it plugged in. Sorry, video receiver. Okay. Let's do this 250 mAh battery first, and then we'll do the 300. I don't think I need to change anything else because I was flying it. I just need to get into the... So now we've got a different camera, and in my opinion, this camera looks better. Here's what I want to show you guys though. Same exact camera. I hate to do this to Newbie Drone, but yeah, like it's really nice that they sent this to me, but you know, I didn't ask them to send it to me, so and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is what the Runtime Nano 3 looks like being run through the Newbie Drone AIO. And now this is what that exact same camera looks like going through the Mobula 6 AIO. Exact same camera. Come on, come back. All right. This is one of the reasons that I do not run the Newbie Drone AcroBee boards other than on the tiny lifters. There's just a milkiness to their AIO. I have to their video. I have no idea what it is, but yeah, I just noticed it. I don't notice it as much on their camera. Here, I'm gonna hold it in the same spot for you guys so you can really see. I don't notice it as much on their camera. Maybe it's just because I'm blaming their camera for kind of being milky. But yeah, I mean, there you guys go. All right, here we go. Nope. I need to get the the motor limiting set. And looking for, oh, where the hell is it? No, it's in miscellaneous PP. I have a miscellaneous PP, don't I? Motor out limit, we're gonna go to, what was it 83, right? 83. Cool. Save and exit. And here we go. Oh boy, that's not going well. Okay, so what's going on? We've got bi-blades on it. I have swapped the canopy. Why are you upset, little fella? Okay, I did make a filtering change. Let's hook it up to Betaflight, and we're gonna take a look at the filtering change that I made. So I did a little bit of research on the BMI 270 gyros, and there was a suggestion to put a low pass 2, a really low pass 2 gyro filter on there. And my guess is that it's not liking that. So let me turn that off. I'm actually going to turn the gyro low pass 2 off, because I was a little skeptical of doing that, because that filter is so low that it could potentially cause a bunch of delay. So yeah, here it is. I'd seen somebody talking about how with the BMI 270 you needed to put a gyro low pass 2 at 135 on PT2, and I was like, that's awful aggressive. So we're just going to completely turn that off. And then I'm going to move this D-term filter multiplier up to 1.2. Just to... no, I'm not. I'm going to leave this at 1.0. Yeah, let's leave it there. Let's make one change at a time. I am going to back this master multiplier off just a hair, and then we're going to save it. Because these PIDs are pretty aggressive, man. Look, we got the D gains up at 1.4. I hate that D max is off, but whatever. All right, I've got the PID sum cranked up to the moon, so that and that's also making the tune even more aggressive. And out of the box, I must admit, man, out of the box, the tune was just dialed, man. This rig out of the box is kind of impressive. I've not been as impressed as I've tried to upgrade it here, but I mean, we're gonna really be diving into that soon, so we'll kind of see how that goes. But thus far, like, changing the propellers on it has been was not a great experience. But look at that. So hold on, I did back off the, yeah, it did not like that. It did not like that that low pass 2 filter. Let me do this though. I'm gonna put it back exactly as it was. I'm gonna put the master multiplier back up to 1.6 just to confirm that. So now, yep. So the only change, so yeah, so here's what's really interesting about that, guys, is that I just removed a whole bunch of filtering, and it's no longer flying away. So adding additional filtering to rigs that fly away is not always the solution, and like, that's something you really need to understand. Man, the OSD is having a hell of a time. This battery's done already. So yeah, filtering is it's not just a one-way street of like, oh, motors are getting hot, rigs flying away, just pour more filtering on. That's not always the solution, and we just saw that. Typically it is. Typically the way that you fix hot motors, flyaways, stuff like that, is to add additional filtering. What the hell is going on in my goggles right now? My goggles are strobing. Why is that happening? Okay, now they're fine. Weird. So here we... Man, the video system is having a really hard time on this rig. Alright, so it's still feels heavy. Still feels underpowered. We're gonna deal with that though. But it's definitely better. I think right now the big thing holding this back is PH 2.0. But you can still do things. Oh man, this battery's shot. We gotta get PH 2.0 off of here. PH 2.0 is just the devil. Look at the battery bounce back up. Good lord. Minimum battery 319, and it's bouncing all the way back up to 3.84. Hold on, we can fly this for another couple seconds. See how long I gotta hold the throttle on to do that do those inverted things? Jeez. Oh, I just got it wrong. That's just me flying like hell. See how hard it is to turn on mode back over too? Yeah, so like the recover, I'm so used to being able to drop altitude like that and just recover at the last second. But I'm used to 19.1 gram dry rigs on 30,000 kV motors. All right, so I want to say that it's better than it was. It's certainly better than it was on part 2 because it's lighter. I can't tell because it's been 4 or 5 days since I flew it last. But there you go. Reducing the weight makes it fly better. That's just kind of a known thing. Now we're going to go in even farther. I would not recommend the camera and canopy swap to be your first mod. Just because it's a pain in the ass to solder to the Runtime Nano 3. Or solder directly. So if you do choose to do this, you can either buy the video connector from Newbie Drone's website and then direct solder it to the Runtime Nano 3 like I did here. Or you can just cut the connector, the plug, off of the Runtime Nano 3 and direct solder it directly to the pads that are right below the plug, right in front of the plug, I should say. But it's really small. It's a really tough soldering job. So I wouldn't really recommend for anybody that hasn't done a lot of soldering to do this first mod. I had to do this because my other canopy broke. I didn't have to do this. I could have just popped another Goober canopy on and we would have been fine. But we're talking about upgrades. So, yeah. But I would not recommend this as your first mod. Your first mod to save weight, I think, is a frame swap. I mean, the first mod is getting to the 25,000 kV motors for sure. Because you can buy them, they're plug and play, done, good to go. Your next mod should be a Meteor 65 frame swap because you're going to save weight and you're going to gain a little bit of durability. What we're going to find out right now is when you do that swap, does the filtering go crazy? Because the cockroach frame is nice and stiff. The Meteor 65 frame is not stiff. So yeah, that's your mod path in my opinion. Motors first, Newbie Drone Flow 0802 25,000 kV. And then frame next, and then BT 2.0. But BT 2.0 requires soldering. Man, arguably, if you know how to solder, I would do the BT 2.0 mod first because PH 2.0 is really holding this thing back. And I think we're going to do both here. I think we're going to do both the frame and BT 2.0 at the same time because I'm going to have to tear this thing all the way down right now. So just in the interest of like time, especially because it's 11:15 already, yeah, I think that's the path that we're going to take here. So, because motors over into frame, and then I got to take it back out. Well, yeah, I just discharged the last of my PH2.0 batteries, so we're absolutely going to do that. So I'm going to pull this thing all the way apart. We're going to go BT2.0 on it. When we put it back together, we're going to put it into the Meteor 65 frame, and we're going to see what happens. My hesitation to doing it that way is that if all of a sudden it starts flying away, that could be because of BT2.0 delivering more power. If that's the case, what I'll maybe do is take it out of the Meteor 65 frame and put it back into the cockroach frame to confirm that. Make sense? So here we go. We got to tear this all the way down because we're swapping frames. I'm currently second guessing this choice to swap frames. Man, I'm super sad because this frame has these awesome little foam pads on it, and I forgot to do the I forgot to try to land on the ceiling fan upstairs with these these grippy foam pads. I'm just gonna put little pieces of. I'm gonna figure out a way to do it. I have in my toolbox adhesive foam. I can just plop that onto the bottom of any of these Meteor 65 frames, and it would be totally fine. Or a piece of tape, or pretty much anything. Okay. I'm also tempted at this point. Yeah, okay. So we're going to do all the mods at this point, because I have a bunch of batteries. So the other thing that we're going to do at this point is move this over to 702 motors. Because once I have this totally disassembled, I can weigh the cockroach frame, I can weigh the Meteor 65 frame, and I'll just tell you the weight difference. So yeah, this keeps me from having to unscrew all these motors from this frame. So this is actually, yeah, this will save us some time. So we are now just going to do all the mods all at once. Everybody cool with that? Everybody understand why I'm doing that? Realistically, with how cheap these Tinywhoop mods are, you kind of might as well do all the mods at once. All right, so this is now going to get put aside. These are the 802 30,000s. I have to pee. I'll be right back. I'm not going to hold my pee. It's making me like shake. Like I'm shaking from having to hold my pee-pees. So here you guys go. Here's another little bit of frying. Be right back. balls. I hate when there's not enough flying to take up the whole time that I'm gone. I need a set of Tinywhoop motor screws. Where are you at, Tinywhoop motor screws? Oh, God. I just threw up. There's a set in here. All right, cool. All right. I have not been drinking now. I can't drink anymore, man. My stomach does not. My stomach just can't handle it. Which is fine. Drinking is expensive. I gave drinking up a long time ago, like, because it's so expensive. But yeah, my stomach also can't do it anymore, which is fine. It's a good thing to give up, to be honest. I don't miss it. And like it's not that I don't like if I'm at a bar with friends or whatever, like yeah, I'll order a drink, or if Patrick comes over, like we'll drink. But yeah, for the most part, like I just don't anymore. Main thing is because it's expensive. If I'm totally honest, that's the big reason that I removed it. I really noticed a difference too. My God, like just going to the grocery, like just always having beer in the refrigerator, right? And like just always having alcohol around versus just never buying it. I really did notice a difference in on the financial side. It's kind of wild. Just like every time I went to the grocery store, I'd buy a $6 or $7 or $8 or $9 or $10 6-pack of bottles, and yeah, that shit added up, yo. I was able to subscribe to a whole bunch of other people on Patreon when I got rid of that. All right, I think these are all motor screws. They all look to be the same thread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then there's 2 extras. That's a little bit alarming. Why are there 2 extras? I don't know. I'm going to assume that they're all Tinywhoop motor screws. Pretty sure they are. Okay. Hey, I got it in the box. Here we go. It's expensive, has 19 quads, yeah. Why do you think I have 19 quads, though? Only one way to afford that shit. All right, so we're going to go red on the right side, and away we go. And I'll have you know that these quads are a business expense. All right, here we go. Come on now. Get in there. Okay. And come on, you little jerk. Thank God for magnetized screwdrivers. I hate, like, I don't know. I guess I've gotten used to it and I don't necessarily hate it anymore, but man, working on Tinywhoops can get it kind of gives me anxiety, like, cuz I just want to fucking scream. Like every little shake or tremble like makes it like impossible to get the screw in the hole, and like I don't know, it's just annoying sometimes. But man, if you do it enough, there are little tricks to getting stuff lined up and getting screws in the holes. I don't know how to put a lot of those tricks into words. Hopefully you pick up some of them just watching me, but yeah, I guess it does get a little bit easier, I guess is what I'm trying to say, eventually. Oh, farts. Gone forever. I actually kind of need that. It'll be quicker for me to find it than to go back into the toolbox. Where'd you go, little silver screw on gray carpet? God damn it, Larry. I also hate leaving screws on the carpet because I'm always kind of afraid that I'm going to step on them and they're going to drive into my foot. Where you at, you little shiny shit? Hey, there it is. I feel like eventually I've gotten good at finding screws in carpet. I feel like I'm one of the best, as a matter of fact. It's a weird humble brag. What are you the best at? Man, I gotta be honest. I'm the best in the world at finding tiny little M1.2 screws in carpet. That's it. That's what I'm the best at. Some people are the best at snowboarding. Some people are the best at axe throwing. Not me. Finding screws in carpet. That is my skill. Move back a little bit, buddy. Move back. Back up off me. Give me 3 feet. I don't know why the hell I'm so hungry. Didn't I eat? I ate Panera. I had soup and a sandwich for dinner with Azalea. Went to Target. We had a nice day. It was a nice Monday. The kids had off school for Martin Luther King today, which was great. Because I got to hang with Azalea. We had a blast. Went to Target. I got soap. I got toothpaste. I got a new shower curtain. Well, shower curtain liner. It's a real banner day in the Ciotti Moore Schmidt household. Dan still says CiottiFPV has the munchies. Life is the munchies. Come on, get in there. There we go. All right. Motors are Oh, I wanted to weigh this frame without the motors. What an asshole. God damn it, Jim. Hold on. Oh. And I have another cockroach frame over there. Tell me I don't. You idiot, you. Oh, I'm so stupid. Hold on. I do have 2 other Meteor 65 frames here. This one has 28,500 kV motors. Okay. Since we can't get these 28,500 kV motors anymore, I'm gonna yank them. He says I would have gone to Bed Bath and Beyond, but there wasn't enough time. Okay. Now I need to weigh these frames. I really do. So yeah, I'm gonna pull these 702 Weebleed motors. Weebleed sent me some prototypes. I am gonna leave the screws in the frame. Weebleed sent me some prototypes of their new 702s. That's kind of the other reason that I'm removing these. I have a couple of sets of these Gores. They're not going anywhere. They will return, but I'm going to use this frame to test the prototypes next. So, all right. I'll make a conscious effort to work farther forward on the desk. It's much more comfortable to work closer to me on the desk, but it shows up all the way at the top of the camera. I could point the camera up a little bit more, but then you would catch an awful lot of crotch. And I try not to give you guys a ton of crotch in any of the camera angles. I hope you appreciate that. Kevin Sumner says, is that a Meteor 65? I have one I can weigh. Yeah, it's okay, though. I'd rather weigh everything on the same scale. Although, I don't know. I feel like my scale is somewhat accurate. All right, so there we go. And then I'm actually going to keep this cockroach frame like this because these are the really heavy Tinywhoop EX802s, and they're red. It's red against purple, so it looks super cool. I have another cockroach frame over here with these old school Newbie Drone 802 20,000s. No, I'm going to take this apart. Because reasons. Okay. All right, same deal. I'm going to leave the screws in. And let's get some weights going here. I'm concerned that this new purple cockroach canopy is going to be a different weight than the old school cockroach canopy. So I feel like this is the right thing to do. Shane Ridge says, gotta subscribe to the... I mean, he's not wrong. Wait, no, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Okay. Whooptopia looked super sick. A whole bunch, man, so many people were like, dude, what the fuck, why are you not here? I'm like, yo, airfare's expensive, yo. I really wish I'd gone, though. It was stupid of me not to figure it out. But I don't know. I'll go next year. Or there's this cool event in Ohio. Maybe I'll go to that. But yeah, I really want to go to one of these Whoop events. You know what it is, though? Like the events that are hardcore about racing, I don't race. Like, I'm not gonna race. I'm not gonna embarrass myself. It's not even that. Like, it's just not fun. I don't find racing to be fun. So it's like, I want to go to the event and hang out, of course. But then what? Like, I'm just gonna like, after the event, it's gonna be real. I'm gonna have a blast. But like during the event, I'm just gonna be like walking around with my thumb up my ass, and nobody wants that. Trust me, nobody. Meteor 65 versus the new cockroach frame. New cockroach frame has the included screws and these little foam pads on it. And we're coming in at 4.2 grams for the cockroach. And then the Meteor 65 with, I think, the same screws in it. 3.8. 3.8 versus 4.1. Let me weight the scale and let it come down and weight. That'll probably settle to 4.2. So there you go. Another almost half a gram of weight savings going from the cockroach frame to the Meteor 65 frame. For me, though, the big thing is that the Meteor 65 frame makes the motors last longer. It makes the motor shafts last a lot longer. But, again, I will admit that the cockroach frame allows you to remove more filtering. So, Right9 says, a ton of Gangly Gang did well at Whooptopia, even if they are loser racers. Easy. Danzella says, just take off one motor, weigh it, and then subtract the weight from the frame with free. Fuck you. Fuck you for not somehow making me read that beforehand. That'd be way too intelligent for dum-dums like me to do. God damn it. It's absolutely what we should have done. But it's over now. 0702 30,000s are in this Meteor 65 frame that we are going to be using here. The other thing we need to do, though, is move this over to BT2.0 for maximum attack. And just trying to figure out the laziest possible way to do this. This is Massadhesive's electronic Goop. This is slightly better than Blue Tack. Massadhesive.com. is the website. Massadhesive.com, and it's called Electronic Goop. It comes in this nice little tin, and it's just black blue tack. But it is, they do say that it's specifically engineered to not, to resist the transfer of heat. Just buy it. You're going to love it. A bunch of folks here have bought it, and they've all enjoyed it. So, yeah, it's good stuff from a cool company. They sent me this for free, which was super rad. Somebody in the Gangly Gang like knows one of the guys or is familiar with, I don't know. But it's good stuff. Get it. Get you some. I want to take the whole wad out and just every once in a while with this blue tacky type stuff, it seems to help to like take the whole wad out and just kind of squish it and fold it and rub it and tug it. And I haven't done that in a while, so why not do it live on stream? There's a great idea. You can always, I mean, you could take it out and stick it to your desk, but I actually leave it in a little tin. But I just want to really quickly just kind of do one of these. Yeah, there we go. You're certainly welcome, Fun per Volt. Yeah. Yeah. What I've noticed is like the top of it was getting a bunch of like flux in it and a bunch of solder in it and shit like that. So, yeah. Figured while I was thinking about it that I'll kind of do this. All right. Now we're good. Smack it back in the little tin, and away we shall go. So one of the things I like to do if I'm doing a component like this is I'll make like a little slot out of it here, like a little, you know, and then I can put the PCB in there and then close it in. Make a little vagine with it, you know. Okay. So, we've got the, I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit. Okay, that should be fine for me to get in there. All right, so now I'm just going to pinch it like that. Now it's nice and secure. And I can just come in like that. All right, so we're going to flux it first. Oh, shit, soldering iron's not on. Now it is. We're going to flux it up. Ground is by the grommet. Somebody type that into chat for me so I don't forget. Ground is by the grommet. Well, that makes sense. GG. Ground grommet. I'll remember that. Soldering iron's coming up to temperature, so we're going to do ground by the grommet. And then on this BT2.0, hopefully, the ground is a little bit shorter, and it sure is. The ground is a little bit shorter. That's awesome. Come on, soldering iron. Flux the crevice, Stommel says. Crevasse. Helicopter, helicopter. Hey, 700 degrees. Here we go. Positive. Negative. And here on the newbie drone, these are pads that are on they're like scalloped pads on the outside. You could make the argument that that these are better. I don't really know. Let me put a little bit more solder on the leads on this tiny little BT2.0 here. Helicopter, helicopter. Okay, that's looking good. Let's weigh these. Let's weigh the PH 2.0 versus the BT 2.0. This is one that I bought from Tinywhoop.com. Jesse puts a big chunk of shrink wrap around it. When I make these, I make them a little bit lighter than this, but I mean, it's fine. PH 2.0 is 0.6 of a gram. Little BT 2.0 is, wow, 1.1 gram. That's too much. Okay. Yeah, that's too much. I'm glad that I weighed this. I'm going to lighten this up a little bit. That is too much. I'm going to cut this big outer chunk of... All right, so now I know why I think I now know why my two rigs are different weights. Okay, so that's why. There's a big wrap of... Shrink wrap is kind of heavy, yo. Shrink wrap is rubber. Rubber be heavy. Yeah, I am going to lighten this up a little bit. So I'm going to cut down the center here. And all right, that's looking okay. Let me see if I can get my cutters under this lip here. Oh boy. Without cutting my hand off. There we go. Okay, great. All right. And we're getting there. We're getting there. I want to do this. When you're cutting shrink wrap off, man, take your patience pills, because it is really easy to be impatient and cut right through the wire. And then you might as well have just thrown it away, because you got to do it all over again. Helicopter, helicopter. Thanks a lot. Now that's all I can think. It's that stupid ass Instagram, TikTok song. Not really a song, just a little soundbite, I guess. Alright, that should be everything. Now I should be able to just kind of peel it off. Helicopter, helicopter! Okay, and I think it should just slide off, because I have opened it up on the left and on the right. Okay. Is Whooptopia still going on? Are they still live streaming? Yeah, they did some serious live streaming. Good God, they put the fucking hours in, yo. And Jesse was announcing like almost all of it. That was a real endurance fiesta of live streaming and announcing. There we go. Let's weigh this. Let's weigh this this shrimp wrap here. Helicopter. Oh, God damn it! Is it not going to register? No, it's registering. 0.3 of a gram. Good Lord. Okay. Okay. I see you. I see. Okay, so this is a regular old BT2.0 lead soldered straight out. When I do this, I solder these wires at like a 45-degree angle back this way, and then I just put a little piece of shrimp wrap around the whole thing. I am not gonna do that on this one, because I just don't need to save quite that much weight. The most of the weight got saved right here, 0.4 of a gram. So we're good. I'm gonna get rid of this, and then I'm just gonna solder this on as is, and it can just turn the corner. But I'm glad that I did this, because helicopter. Oh, God. All right, let's get some flux on here. Come on. There we go. Okay. Helicopter, helicopter. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? No? Oh well. Let me try to pull this shrimp wrap back. This isn't shrimp wrap. This is just wire insulation. Like that, Justin? Helico. Here we go. Ground by the grommet. Oh shit. Get in there, you little fuck. Come on, get in that little scallop. Beautiful. It's beautiful, Clark. There's one. Here comes the other. Oh boy. You can just have, like, these PCBs are so thin. My God. You can have, like, no exposed wire, and you'll still have too much. And I hate when there's too much, so I always come in with flush cutters and just nip it off. Know what I'm saying? Nip it off, bro. Helicopter, helicopter. Metaldertskin just got here. I don't know. It's that stupid Instagram, TikTok song thing that for some reason it always gets stuck in my head. And somebody in chat typed helicopter, and so now it's just my brain. Like, I'm only saying it like 1/10 of the amount that my brain is saying it. So you guys are lucky. All right. Cool. There was a little bit of the Massadhesive stuck to it. All right, so we're good. We got the BT 2.0 on there. It's a little bit longer than it needs to be, but that's fine. All right, here we go. We're gonna put this into the Meteor 65 frame with 0702 30,000s, and this thing is gonna be light. And it's going to fly very different, mainly because of the BT 2.0, but also because it's lost a bunch of weight, but mainly because of the BT 2.0. Man, we had that on the part 2 stream. The damn thing was browning out on the because of the PH 2.0 on the 250 mAh batteries. That was wild. It's been so long since I've run PH 2.0, I forgot at how bad it really does perform. It's just such a bottleneck. It's really kind of nuts. I wish that Betaflight hadn't locked BT 2.0 down so bad, so that like Newbie Drone could use it, because it's so much better. My God. All right, so we've got a situation here with this grommet. It looks like the one grommet has met an untimely death. This front grommet here has a slice in it. What I'm going to do is just spin it around like a helicopter. Helicopter. Can a mod drop a link to like that song, just in case people that don't know what that song is can take a look? There we go. We are in. Oh, fart! The antenna on the bottom is getting pinched. Get out of there. Get out of there, little guy. Come on, get out of there. Are you too good for your home? Answer me. Come on. There it goes. All right, so that guy's over. What's clipboard? I don't even know what clipboard is. Okay. Everything looks good. This guy is in the right spot. Okay. we're set. So let's drop this canopy down. Everything is still plugged in, right? Yep, everything's still plugged in. And we're going to have to go into Betaflight to get these motors spinning in the right direction. I can put the props on, though, and we'll get a weight. So we'll get this weight up first. Who remembers what it weighed before the frame swap and before the BT2.0 swap? Anybody? Was it 21 point something? Was it 21.1? I think it was 21.1. It won't be a lot lighter, but it should be down in the 20s. It's certainly going to be down in the 20s. I don't think we're going to get this sub 20 though. You got to go to the Mobula 6 ELRS AIO to get below 20 grams. Although maybe, man, no, we didn't really save any weight on we saved weight on the BT 2.0, but not versus the PH 2.0. So I think this is going to be 20 point. My guess is this is going to be 20.5 grams. That's going to be my guess. Nah, 20.2 grams. 20.2 grams. Oh, I just lost all of chat. I'm such a dum-dum. No, there we go. We're good. Copy link address. Paste. Something went wrong. That's because I copied it wrong. Regular copy. Video isn't available anymore. I give up. I give up. Market Zero, we have been weighing things all along the way. Lots of weights, and we're about to get our final weight. So, I mean, this is kind of it. Like, this is full tilt. I mean, technically we could do a True RC Singularity antenna for slightly better video performance. But if you're just whooping around the house, you don't really need that. I like to do the Singularity antennas because I'm live streaming and I want to give you guys a little bit better of a quality view. But yeah, I mean, just like for your own enjoyment, the whip antennas are completely fine, and they are a little bit lighter, which is nice. So yeah, there we go. We've got our diversity, our Express LRS diversity, lighter weight antenna coming out the top. I ditched the T antenna. We've got the one coming out the back. We've got our video antenna coming out at a 45. Kind of cool, little mohawk look. Let's get some propellers on here. We'll get it on the scale. That propeller went on there a little too easy. If your propellers are flying off, or when you push them on, they just seem like they're going on too easy, take your sharp-tipped tweezers, go inside the hole of the propeller, and just gouge it up. Just gouge up the inside of the area. That's gonna leave little areas of raised plastic, and they're gonna be tighter on the propeller shaft, on the motor shaft rather. And oh yeah, that's way better. All right, and then we got one on here. Oh, I gotta plug the motors in as well. Nope, that one's a little too loose as well. Eventually, the little raised areas will flatten out, and you just go in and do it again. Just like that. That's all. No big deal. Super simple. I could have done that one a little bit more, but that's fine. There's actually a chance that one of these motor leads is too short. Let me... I should have checked that before, but I just remembered it now. Let me really quickly plug these motors in. I hope it's not too short. This is one of the longer ones. Let's do the one that might be too short. Because if it is, we're screwed. Nah, we're good. It's actually kind of the perfect length. These are the Newbie Drone specific JST 1.25. They're not actually Newbie Drone specific. Emax uses them on one of their Tiny Hawks, but for the they're rare. They're not used often. And let's spin this one up this way. If your motor wires are a little too long on your Tinywhoop, just put a couple of little coils in them. That'll eat up the extra length. On this rig, the black ones are a little bit shorter than the red ones for whatever reason. I just had these in my box of stuff. I don't know where they came from. Probably came off a set of Newbie drone motors. All right, we got that going. Let's get these other two props on. Nope, I gotta get all these. Helicopter, helicopter. Is that driving you guys insane yet? I'm gonna get that on a fucking soundboard, yo. Look, I got a couple soundboard things. Oh, and they don't play. That didn't play for you guys, did it? Here. Hold on, stop the track. And then, yo, did you guys see that cute chick? 8-year-olds, dude. 8-year-olds. Who's bailing? Don't you bail, not of this world. We're not done yet. Hold on, hold on. Is it 11:58 already? Jeez. We're almost there. We're not almost there. But you got to at least see what it weighs. Hold on. There we go. Props fit good now. Props be fitting good. All right, what's it going to weigh? Take your bets. I'm going to say 20.4. That's my guess. 20.4. Here we go. 20.4. Here it is. Ready? Bang. 20.4. Holy hell. 19.3. What? Okay. Apparently the Newbie Drone AIO is not that much heavier than the Mobula 6 AIO. Yo. 19.3. That's legit. That's proper light. Okay. Wow. Okay. This might fly really good. Jesus. Yo. I'm down now. I am all the way in. Let's do it. Here we go. Plug it into Betaflight, see what direction the motors are spinning, and we're gonna get it up in the air. Yo. Okay. Okay. I see you. And I could make this a little bit lighter too. There's a little bit too much cable on the BT2.0 lead. And that's big thick wire. Motor direction. I understand the risks. Wizard, start spin. What do we got? Motor 1 is wrong. Motor 2 is right. Motor 3 is right. Motor 4 is wrong. Stop motors. Close. Let's see how this thing and the PIDs and and the filtering and all that stuff reacts to a huge weight savings. Denzel the Terrible says, whole build on one stream. Not really. I mean, it's, technically speaking, it's more of an upgrade, you know, right? But, I mean, I did get something done that I said I was going to get done. That's pretty rare. Helicopter. Ba 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 ba. Let's fry, friends. Fully upgraded Newbie drone Acrobee BLV4. Let's see if it tries to fly away on BT2.0 now, and my goggles are beeping, of course, because they're fat sharks, and that's the only problem with fat sharks. Come on. Come on, Express LRS. You can do it. Hook up. There we go. Alright, so we got some flyaway action. You hear it? So I'm going to blip the throttle. Listen for the secondary hit. Ready? Here. Wow, wow. So we need to get that taken care of. let's blame anti-gravity for the moment. Let's see if we can get that out with anti-gravity. Profile, I think anti-gravity is in miscellaneous PP. They've got the anti-gravity cranked. Look at the anti-gravity gain up at 8. Let's turn that way down. Oh, God, really? It's going to adjust like that. Let's turn it down to 5. Because that timing, if you were ever wondering how to know if you've got your anti-gravity up too high, that timing that you just heard, nope. That ain't it. So, one of two things is going on. It's, if the goggle beeping continues, I'm going to flip the entire desk over and light the building on fire. One of two things is going on. Either it doesn't... Oh, I still have the... I was going to say, maybe it doesn't like the extra power from the 30,000 kV 0702s, but I have not taken that motor limit off of it yet. So what almost certainly is happening here is the Meteor 65 frame is more floppy than the cockroach frame, and the tune that is on this thing is at the ragged edge. That's why it flies so good out of the box. So we need to, I mean, the first thing I'm going to do is take off the motor output limit, because this is a fully tuned rig now. So we are now at 100% motor output limit. That, what I just did, makes the situation even worse. So I'm going to have to back the tune off, and that's probably fine because we've lost a bunch of weight and we've gained a bunch of power by going up to 100%. So I've backed the master multiplier off from 1.6 to 1.4. I'm also going to back off the D gains up here from 1.4 to 1.2. And stick response can stay. At some point, I'm going to bring this D-max up, but I'm going to leave it alone for right now. I am going to give it a little bit more pitch damping. I move that up to 1.1 just to offset, just because the battery is along the pitch axis. And let's come in here. Oh, man, it already has a lot of filtering. Yeah, it already has an awful lot of filtering. It's got a lot of gyro filtering. Right 9 says, don't turn off that second filter, turn off the first one. Nah, it's backwards, brother. You want, nowadays at least, it's backwards. All the really smart guys are saying to leave the low pass 1 dynamic on and turn off 2. Or just, actually, most of the smart guys say to turn them both off. This is not a new version of the cockroach frame, Justin. This is the Meteor 65 frame. Let's add an additional dynamic notch. And we're going to leave everything else alone. And then if that doesn't work, I'm actually going to turn this gyro low pass 1 off. But for right now, let's add an extra dynamic notch. And I backed off the PIDs. And let's see what's going on. All right. Same battery going in. The big change that I just made was backing off the PIDs. That filter change is not really all that drastic. A lot of times, though, without RPM filtering, you'll see 5 of those dynamic notches. So, I mean, we're still in a situation where we don't have a lot of filtering. Like, we do not have a lot of filtering delay on here. So, that's really no worry. Here we go. Exactly the same. Let's try removing some filtering. Let's remove the gyro filtering altogether. And see what's happening. That's a very specific, like, the timing of that is super interesting. That really is like the anti-gravity. If your anti-gravity gain is too high, like that is really what it sounds like. It's that same exact timing, which is really interesting. I mean, anti-gravity gain of 5 is still kind of high, but I don't want to blame it on that yet. Let's turn this gyro low pass off, save it, and let's see what's what. This AIO has been a little challenging to tune. I'm not gonna lie. Much more challenging to tune than the Mobula 6 ELRS AIO. But the Mobula 6 ELRS AIO allows you to use RPM filtering, and RPM filtering is amazing. So yeah, that probably has something to do with it. I'm really hoping that there is a way to get RPM filtering going on this AIO. I have RPM filtering on the previous generations of the AcroBee boards, the V3, V2, and V1. If there's not going to be a way to get RPM filtering going on this V4, it's no better, but it's also no worse. Oh my god, this thing flies so much better. Yo. I mean, it flies like the Mobula 6 ELRS now. Whoopsie. Oh, come on now. Don't. Come on. Hey. Yeah, this flies so much better. And it's just barely doing that now. Oh, man. So because of how lightweight it is, it doesn't need the tune to be so cranked up. So let's keep backing the tune off. We are at the razor's edge with the tune. And, I mean, yeah, it's not bouncing back. Like, I love that I can crank the Mobula 6's way up, but... Alright, let's see. Clean. Let's go. Yeah. Nope. On the roll axis, there is a little judder. Oh, what the hell was that? There is a little judder. Ready? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, God, why me? Can I please just do a simple roll? That wasn't there. Yeah, there's a tiny little judder at the end of the flips and rolls. Let's get it upstairs and throw it around. Flies like the Mobula 6's. That is good news. What? Where am I even stuck? Hey! Fan blade's going fast in that direction. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, flies just like the Mobula 6's. Go figure, it's the same weight. And these are the motors that I'm like most familiar with. Yep. Fully upgraded V4 flies great. Why wouldn't it? Admittedly, the video does not look as good. Oh, what was that? What's happening? Bueller? Is the battery just dead? Did it not give me any warnings? Uh-oh. We're back. Let's put put. Oh, you know what? I bet you the battery did die all the way, and I didn't see it because the OSD is blinking on and off all the time. Let's see. Let me hook the battery up to a tester real quick. Oh yeah, the battery died. Okay, cool. Let's put that on the charger. Yeah, we need to get the OSD working on this rig. Okay. Excuse me. Here's a Tinywhoop 270 battery. Let's see how that is. Ultimate lightweight setup here. The only problem with these Tinywhoop 270 batteries is they're noticeably more saggy. These batteries would be better for a slightly underpowered rig because the underpowered motors would sag the batteries a little bit less. Kevin Sumner says, yeah, time to enable low battery callouts in your controller. I used to have that. I used to have that set up back before OSD. Man, it feels lighter with these batteries, though. For sure it does. Okay, yeah, it flies unbelievable at this weight with these mods. This is incredible. So there you go. I mean, once they get the, maybe it's just my board, maybe all the other boards don't have the OSD problem, but what I'm gonna say is once the OSD stuff gets figured out, this is a perfectly good alternative to the oh boy, to the Mobula 6 ELRS board. And in theory this will this will be more durable and just like better quality. Although I gotta be honest, I just remembered, I mean, I can fly it. I mean, I can fly it fine, but the video quality is not nearly as good. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Really? It's the walk. It's against the wall. Here's what I'm gonna say. This is the AIO for you if you want to fly really far away. Because it's got the little IPEXs for and the T antenna. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh! Let's check the oh, you know, I have no throttle expo on here right now. Man, can I tell too. Can you guys tell? Can you tell that my throttle control is nowhere near as smooth as normal? It's not that noticeable though. I'm kind of surprised it's not worse. Oh, wow, I almost hit that. Oh, I hit the back of the thing. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, so close. Look at it. It's such a gap. It's such a distance from there. Oh, boy. Yeah, this flies great, though. This flies fantastic. Oh! A little slam there. And the runtime looks good, I think. We'll do... Oh, okay. Falls out of the air. Yeah, these 270 batteries, you do not get much warning before they fall out of the air. There's another battery I gotta plug right back in. Let's do a runtime comparison. I have a Mobula 6 on these exact same motors. So let's also do a weight comparison. Long and short though, yeah, freestyle approved. CiottiFPV freestyle approved. I'm not going to be switching to this, but if you're absolutely fed up with Happy Model, quality control, this would be a good one to switch to, I think. The T-motor is your other option. Yeah, I mean, I don't think... that one's probably fine, too. I gotta get my hands on one of those just to make sure that it's okay. Okay. So, the weight of the Newbie Drone Ultimate Freestyle Tinywhoop. Back before OSD, things Graybeard say. Newbie Drone setup 19.5 grams. Make that 19. What's happening, scale? You're all over the place. 19.6 grams. I feel like it weighed less than that a minute ago. 19.6, 19.7 grams. The Mobula 6, 19.3 grams. The Mobula 6, though, has my little BT2.0 setup that has a little bit less wire. So I don't think that the Newbie Drone AIO is any heavier than the Mobula 6 AIO. Oh, it definitely is, because I have a singularity antenna in this. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, this scale is all fucking off. The scales did not tear correctly. 19.4 for the Newbie Drone build. 18.9 for the Tinywhoop build. And now the scale is zeroed. Okay. So, let me make sure that the run times are the same. I'm going to take 2 batteries, and I'm just going to fly around the room. And, yeah, let's make sure that we get roughly the same runtime between each of them. AcroBee, Mobula 6 first. The launch voltage is 4.29. Somebody remember that. So, yeah, I'm just going to fly around the room. This will be cool. I have a whole bunch of throttle expo on this one. Oh boy. Oh, it just shut off. That was weird. I have a bunch of throttle expo on this one. I don't have any on the other one. This will be kind of cool to fly these back to back. Same motors, same props, same frame. Slightly different camera. This is the old school Nano 3. Really? Let's start turning left a little bit. What do you say? I really should be following the same path. But what I'm looking for is like a drastic difference in runtime. Actually, what I should be doing is flying gates. So what is about a minute into the battery, I started flying gates, so I'll try to do that on both batteries. About a minute in, I'll start flying gates. I'll just do the gate. Oh, really? I'll just do the gate loop. Oh! Oh my god. I was looking like really far ahead, and I just was not looking at where I was going. So about a minute in, we started flying gates. We've had 4 or 5 crashes so far. Ugh. Oh no. I think that's 6. All right. We're getting there. Oh, I'm the worst. All right, that's enough. 2 minutes and 30. 2 minutes and 35. Let's see where the battery bounces back up to. 3.74. Somebody write this in chat. Battery bounce back to 3.75. Total arm time was 2 minutes 35. All right. And now we're going to go up with the newbie drone rig. And I want you guys to notice the difference in the quality of the picture. That's one of the things that I'm most kind of shocked about with the newbie drone setup. Launch voltage was 4.29. Oh god, this battery is way higher in terms of launch voltage. Hold on. Let me get the launch... Come back, OSD. What is happening? Why? What's going on? Hello, guy. Who's... Oh, man. Motor 2 is acting really weird. It's like spinning very slow. It's not even twitching. It's just spinning extremely slow. Look at it. Look at motor 2. That's not like the camera doing something weird. What the hell? Solder connections are fine. Bueller? I mean, these are the 12 amp ESCs. ESC FETs. This should be absolutely bulletproof. Nope, it's still doing it. What the hell is going on here? Can't say I've ever seen this before. Oh wait, there's a little resistance in the motor. Is there something caught up in there? Hold on, let me spin this one. Okay, yeah, there's resistance in that motor. Something's happening with the motor. Hold on. All right, hold on, hold on. What's happening, little guy? You got some hairs wrapped around you? What's up? Is it a C-clip issue? Hold on. Hold on, friends. Get to the bottom of this. The C-clip looks fine. The motor is moving up and down on the shaft a lot more than I think it should. No, that's the same amount as the other ones. What? What the hell's going on here? What are you? Oh, shit. Why is there... What's going on here? There is a hair. Did this hair just get wrapped in there absolutely perfectly wrong? It's just one. Hold up. Hey. All right. Let me try to get this hair out of here. Come on now. Grab it. There we go. Okay. I mean, this would be like the world's most unlucky hair, but it's, you know, could be. Yeah, no, there's something going on with this motor. This motor is not spinning freely anymore. It does not look like the it does not look like the stator cooked or anything like that. And admittedly, it is hard to see. God damn it. Hang on, guys. Hang on. So, like, what is in there? What? What's happening here? Hold on. Let's unplug it. And we're going to pop this motor off. And hopefully I can find something. I don't have an extra one of these motors. So, and it flew. What? I guess we can look back at the first, the other two batteries. Yeah, there's something all gummed up in here. Hold up. What the hell's going on? Now I can really get a look at it. Let's see. Alright, so there's this hair. Where the hell is this hair going? Oh, there's a... I think this thing has the world's most unlucky hair right now. I think this hair is like somehow perfectly gotten itself in between the bell and the stator. Like, I can just feel that this motor does not want to turn all of a sudden. What's this goop down here? Some kind of goop on the bottom of the motor. What the hell is that? What's this goop? Get out of here, goop. What's this goop all about? The hell? Why won't this motor spin freely? I'm constantly shocked at how infrequently I have to deal with this with these brushless Tinywhoop motors, but I mean, every once in a while, if you're flying around the house and there's all kinds of hair and shit, you're gonna have to deal with this. So there's the C-clip off. Now, let's pull the washers off as carefully as I can, and we will get to the bottom of this. Alright, so there's the brass washer. Careful, careful. Good. By the way, Tinywhoop sells replacement plastic washers, brass washers, and the little C-clips on their website, which is just amazing because nobody else sells them. And they're very easy to lose. You can absolutely not lose them, like you're watching me do. Just gotta be a little patient. But eventually you will lose a couple of them, and you're not SOL. Jesse got your back. Alright, so there they are. Let's pop this bell off the stator and see what's going on. Hopefully the stator is not wrecked. Yeah, there's something gumming up the works here. Although I think it's fine now. Now it feels like it's loosened up. But let's pull this bell off the stator to take a look. Alright. So let's see here. Why is this so goopy? It's just like disgustingly dirty. Okay, I see. Yeah, it's like the world's most unlucky hair. There's like this one hair that perfectly wrapped itself around that was rubbing on the stator poles, between the stator pole and the bell. So I just need to really carefully come in here with my tweezers. I know you guys can't see this, but it's just, this is the only way that I can do this. Alright, so get out of there. Get out of there, little guy. Come on. Alright. Got it almost. There it is. Okay. Man, I think this is actually the first time that I've really had a hair in this way cause one of these to not spin, which is kind of crazy. Oh yeah. Oh, that wrapped around there like absolute hell. Here it comes. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Back in business. Yeah, it had just wrapped like exactly wrong. That's kind of crazy. Now we're gonna be fine though. It had like wrapped itself around. You know, there's like that little tiny piece of shrink wrap that kind of sticks out. It's like the last little piece of coil. It had somehow wrapped itself around that, and that's why it was then touching the bottom of the bell. That's kind of wild. All right, let's put the bell back on here, and we'll give it a little spin. Oh yeah, all better. Cool. So now let's see if we can get the C-clip back on without firing it into oblivion. Teflon washer first, or plastic. I assume it's Teflon though. And then the brass washer. And now C-clip. And you're going to put the C-clip on the side. Get it started. Oh, I got it on there perfectly. And just keep your finger up over top when you're putting it back on and taking it off. And usually that'll prevent it from firing off into Never Never Land. Never Never to be found again land. And just like that, we're good to go. It is possible. Just got to be patient, my friends. And it helps to have done it like 500 times. I'll be honest. Okay. Here we go! Hopefully all those numbers are still in chat. Can somebody refresh those numbers in chat? The runtime, the end voltage, the takeoff voltage. I think the takeoff voltage was 4.29, right? This battery, in theory, has now sagged down a little bit. Shut up, transmitter. Only 64 viewers. Try to bind ELRS, get that number up. Like the most watched stream ever, and it was like the most embarrassing, horrible stream. Okay, here we are, and we're plugged back in and powered back up. Takeoff voltage. Please tell me the takeoff voltage. 4.27, close enough. 4.25, close enough. We're go. Here we go. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, there's no prop on it. That'll do it every time. Look how much more... Back in business. So we're going to fly around low for a minute. I mean, I'm not going to know how long I've flown around low because the OSD won't turn back on. I almost hit myself in the hair. 22, 23, okay. But I think I was going the other direction before. Oh god, oh, I got very lucky there. Come on back, OSD. 48 seconds. Okay, 55 seconds. Let's go to gate crashing. I'm actually going to run it the other way because that's the way I was doing it before. What was that runtime? Was it 2 minutes and 40? Oh, fuck off. What was the runtime from before? Somebody drop it in chat for me. I want to land at the same time so that we can compare the... This is becoming less and less scientific as I have to now chase the damn thing, and our takeoff voltage wasn't the same. But we're just looking for a big change. Runtime 235. Cool. Thank you. Oh, farts. Minute and 31. Oh, what? It's actually good because we got a bunch of crashes on the other one. Oh. It is noticeably harder to see the gates with this rig. Like this gate here that I just went through, it's a real struggle to see that gate with this rig. You guys can see the difference in video quality between these two rigs, right? 208. Yo, this is so boring. Just flying straight through the gates and not doing them like backwards, upside down, or rolling through them. This is so boring. .238. What am I shooting for? 243. All right, let's come on in. Yeah, runtime is similar. Come on, OSD. 248. Total arm 248. So what was I shooting for? I was shooting for 240.35. Yeah, I went way over, but the battery is bouncing back to 3.6. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine. 3.66. Yeah, same runtime. We're good. We're good. Cool. So no difference in runtime. I have a Mobula 6 board that has drastically less runtime, and I also have a newbie drone board that has drastically less runtime. Those boards are just broken. There's just something effed up on those boards. So yeah, 1240. Oh my god, it's so late. It flies great at this weight. Let's do another freestyle battery, and then I'm gonna shut this mother down. Kevin Sumner says that Goop balancing mud. Nope. PJ says spin it to bust the hairs up. Denzel Turbo says do you use the same rates on Tinywhoop as 5-inch? Absolutely. Absolutely. So here we go, friends. Last battery of the night. Proper freestyle battery with the ultimate freestyle newbie drone BLV4. This is not the first time it's done that. So it's off right now. I have no idea why. Battery connections are completely fine. Now it won't turn back on. We double check the battery connections. Oh no. The negative battery lead came off. That's my bad. That's my bad. That's gonna do it though. I'm not going to I'm not gonna solder that back on. Wow, yeah, fully upgraded BLV4 rips, as well it should. I mean, it's, you know, we did all the right upgrades to it. I hope you guys could tell the difference between it before the upgrades and after. If you can't, get your eyes checked. Although, maybe not. I mean, it's so obvious to me, but I'm flying it. So, yeah, really impressive. It's, I don't know how to get past how much worse the video is. Again, so you just saw it. You just saw it, the video from it. And now here is the exact same camera. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. This one. This is the exact same camera going through the... Somebody want to screenshot both of these and throw it up over on the Discord. So this is the image quality going through the Mobula 6 AIO from the exact same camera. I did it at the beginning. I held them up in the exact same spot. Man, god damn it! Can I just hold this negative lead kind of up to the pad? That's such a dumb idea. That's such a dumb idea. I did it at the beginning of the stream. But yeah, Kevin Sumner has screenshots. You're the goddamn man. It's very noticeable. I noticed it in the goggles shooting gates. That's a little bit of a problem. I'm actually going to mention this to Kelvin because I might be willing to keep a freestyle Tinywhoop together on this V4 board if that can be figured out. If not, oof, that's a tough one because it's just cloudy, man. It's just a cloudy image for some reason. I don't understand. Mutterditzkin says it's worse because it's linear and not right-hand circular polarized antenna. No. This other one that I compared it to is actually on an even worse antenna. There's something about the Newbie Drone VTX that just makes the image kind of milky. Because yeah, the rig, it's my super ultra beater rig, the one that I was showing you guys the comparison with. So I'll show you the beater rig versus the really nice ones, the ones that I really like, which are on the old school Runtime camera. So here's the beater rig with the crappy antenna, and the new crappier Runtime nano lens, right? And then here's the really good Runtime lens with a singularity antenna. Although at this range, the antennas don't make any difference. My God, what a difference, Jesus. So yeah, this is what I'm used to now, right here. The Newbie Drone rig, it's just got that milky video thing going on, and I've noticed that with previous generations of the Newbie Drone AcroBee boards. But for long range, nothing's gonna touch this Newbie Drone V4 board. Absolutely nothing. ELRS with the T antenna, up to potentially 400 milliwatts. Basically YOLO mode on the VTX. It'll run as much milliwatts as possible before overheating it. So yeah, super interesting. Flies really, really well. We're gonna fly this some more on Whoop Wednesday and try to find any differences between it and the Mobula 6 boards. But yeah, thanks for hanging, friends. I'll see you again on Whoop Wednesday at what time? I have to look on my own live stream. 6 o'clock. See you 6 o'clock on Wednesday. McMuckus, thank you for the reminder. Turning off my VRX. Unplugging my VRX, I should say. All right, friends. Have a wonderful night. Have a great Tuesday. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Later. Here's another. Here's the 4th battery that I flew the first night with the 0702 30,000 kVs. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Black hole, and peace be with you, friends.